I'm so sorry. I really don't have time to explain.
The fuck is that?
She get a whiff and thought that it was a spell. I ain't say come, but she at the hotel. Fucking nigga. You bear the mark. You are cursed. You must place your hand upon the stone.
What's up, guys? My name is Brandon. You guys can call me Swifterrs, and today I'm gonna be bringing you guys the secret storyline of Shadows of Evil. Now, if we're able to smash 500 likes on today's video, that would be greatly appreciated, and it would show me that you guys would like additional Call of Duty Zombies storyline videos in the future. So with that being said, let's get started with today's video, taking a look at the secret storyline of Shadows of Evil. Our story begins on October 21st, 1943, where the Shadow Man poses as an individual named Mr. Rapt, who hires a reporter to recover artifacts from the South Pacific and Russia. On December 14th, 1943, the reporter hired by Mr. Rapt recovers the artifacts from the South Pacific and Russia. Among them is the summoning key. 11 days later, on December 25th, 1943, as per Mr. Rapt's request, the reporter speaks to Stanley Ferguson, a retired guard from the Alcatraz prison. Stanley gives a detailed account of the deaths of Albert Arlington, Billy Handsome, Finn O'Leary, and Salvador DeLuca. After his visit with Stanley Ferguson, Mr. Rapt tells the reporter to arrive in Morgue City to take in the sights, sounds, and smells, and on December 31st, the reporter arrives. 15 days after the reporter arrives, on January 15th, 1944, a meteor shower rains over Morgue City. 15 days after that, on the 30th of January, the reporter notes strange mold now growing all over the city. He also notes that people are becoming sick and acting delirious.
Hey, Mr. Rapt, just checking in. So, I'm here. Finally. Taking in the sights, sounds, and smells of Morgue City. I know you sent me here to write a piece about the city's bustling nightlife and theater scene, and the characters that inhabit it, but things are getting kind of strange. Even though no one seems to want to talk about it, something is definitely off about this city. Just last week, there was a meteor shower. A freaking meteor shower. And everybody acted like it was no big thing. Then, the mold showed up. All over the city. In the dark, damp alleys, there's a strange kind of fungus growing. It looks weird and smells even weirder, but nobody really says anything. Then people started getting sick. At first, it just made them delirious, confused. Then they really got sick. It was like they were wasting away. People finally started talking about it. I spoke to one guy in his 80s, a fruit seller, at the local market. He said something similar happened in New England in 1882. When I tried to press him on it, he just lowered his head and ignored me. If you ask me, something definitely ain't right here.
On February 13th, the reporter meets with the fruit vendor again, and the vendor tells him about the ancient order of the Keepers and how the Keepers are the only ones holding back the forces of the apocalypse. The fruit vendor continues on to tell the reporter of the people hearing chanting from beneath the city.
Hey, Mr. Rapt. So, I went by the market again today. For some reason, the fruit seller was much more talkative. Even if what he said was more than a little crazy. He told me that when he was a boy, his uncle would get drunk and start talking about how a dark force cast its shadow over the city. How good and evil were battling right on our doorstep. And that the only thing holding back the forces of the apocalypse was the ancient order of the Keepers. Well, even if what he said was more than a little crazy, I'm not sure he was. Even though they're scared, or maybe because they are, people are talking more. Asking around, I've heard more than a few whispers about this ancient order and the Keepers. I think it's some kind of cult. They say you can hear them chanting sometimes, from beneath the city. There's all these rumors about human sacrifices and freaky shit that even the police won't investigate. Because they've been paid off, or because they're too damn scared. I'm not sure what to believe anymore.
A little over a month later, on March 30th, 1944, the reporter sends Mr. Rapt a telegram providing details and contact information for Nero, Jessica Rose, Floyd Campbell, and Jack Vincent.
Hey, Mr. Rapt. So I tracked down all the people you asked me to look into. I sent you a telegram with all their details, all their contact numbers. But I gotta be honest, I'm getting nervous. These last 6 months you've had me working like a low-rent private dick, when really I just want to be a reporter. It's not that I'm ungrateful. I know the checks you've given me have been more than generous for services rendered. It's just all this stuff you've had me do. Tracking down ancient artifacts in the South Pacific, finding all these strange metals and rocks in Russia, and still, I haven't even met you face to face. I'm sorry, Mr. Rapp. I think maybe the mood in the city is getting to me a little. Making me nervous. Antsy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to you finally getting here.
5 days later, on April 5th, aware of the Shadow Man's actions, Dr. Monty writes to the reporter, warning him not to give the summoning key to anyone. Our story then takes us to Jessica Rose, where she learns that a photographer is in possession of compromising pictures of her. 10 days later, on April 20th, 1944, pretending to be a company executive, the Shadow Man tells Nero's lawyer that Nero's wife has taken out substantial loans in his name. Nero has 10 days to settle before the company seeks reparation. Facing multiple debts due to his wife's spending habits, Nero decided to kill his wife and get life insurance to pay off the debt.
As you can see, these documents give some indication as to the considerable amounts of money we are talking about.
My client would never have signed the authorization on these loans.
Nonetheless, there it is, in black and white, signed by the Mrs. herself.
Nero's family estate is not what it once was. Even if these documents are genuine, we'll need some time to get our affairs in order.
I would advise your client that our company intends to aggressively pursue settlement within 1 week. 15 days at the most.
Look, I need to make a call. My secretary will see you out.
On that same day, masquerading as an internal affairs officer, the Shadow Man tried to convince Jack Vincent's partner to admit that Jack plots to kill the snitch who could prove evidence against him.
Please understand that you yourself are not under any suspicion at this time. This is merely an informal interview.
Yeah, I know. Can we just cut to the chase?
The chase? Excellent metaphor. Or is it an allegory? I can never remember the difference.
You want to know about my partner, Jack Vincent.
You're a good detective.
So what do you want to know? That he's a loudmouth, a show-off, more than a little rough around the edges? That he's a drinker, a smoker? How about the fact that he's got a wife that scares him more than any fucking criminal out there? What do you want me to tell you?
Is Jack Vincent on the take?
Listen, the more I talk to you, the more I'll get a reputation around the precinct. Can we maybe do this elsewhere?
On that same day, April 20th, 1944, posing as a journalist, the Shadow Man suggests that Floyd Campbell is a journeyman fighter to Floyd's promoter. Wanting to guarantee his shot at the title, Floyd decides to wear brass knuckles under his gloves for his fight with Tony King.
Putting aside your enormous self-interests as a promoter, what would you like to say to boxing fans everywhere about the upcoming fight? Particularly with regard to this last-minute substitution. Floyd Campbell?
I'd like to say that Floyd Campbell is a credible opponent, despite how the bookies may see it.
What about the fact that fans would much rather see the #1 contender facing off with the champion, your champion, as opposed to this little herd of journeyman fighter?
Look, there's no doubt that Floyd Campbell is the underdog. Nevertheless,
are you using Campbell to keep your big moneymaker away from opponents who could be just a little too dangerous?
the champ doesn't avoid anyone. But nothing, this interview is over. No further questions.
After speaking with Floyd Campbell's promoter, the Shadow Man then poses as a film director interested in hiring Jessica Rose for a leading role. He tells Jessica's producer the part is hers. Afraid that the photographer could jeopardize her chance at stardom, she asks him to meet her so they can sort stuff out.
As you know, I'm looking to cast the female lead in my new picture. And I heard that you have quite the roster of up-and-coming talent in this town.
Can you maybe tell me a little more about what kind of woman you're looking for?
I'm looking for an all-American girl, a real beauty. I heard you may know an aspiring actress by the name of Jessica Rose.
The burlesque dancer? She ain't exactly peaches and cream. More sugar and spice.
I heard she's a real firecracker, if you know what I mean. I'd like to meet her. Give her a screen test.
Leave it with me. I'll get back to you.
A day later, on April 21st, Nero misses a call from his lawyer informing him that the documents were forged and that there's nothing to worry about. That same day, Jackie Vincent misses a call from his partner that his partner has his back with Eternal Affairs and that he has nothing to worry about. Floyd also misses a call from his promoter that the fight was a success and that he has a shot at the title. Finally, on April 21st, that same day, Jessica misses a call from her producer. He says he didn't have a good feeling about the director, and it didn't work out. However, he scored her a lead in a musical that he and his partner are financing.
Nero, I have the most wonderful news. The loan documents were fraudulent. Well, your wife was fraudulent. She forged your signature on the loan agreements, and we can prove it. The date on the forms says November 5th last year. Exactly the same time that you were in the hospital following your performance of The Amphibious Man. You couldn't possibly have signed those papers. You were in a coma for the entire month.
Hey, Jackie, it's me. Some suit from Internal Affairs came by today, asking a whole bunch of questions. I didn't say shit, because I don't know shit. As far as I can tell, you're in the clear. I trust you, Jackie. You're my best friend. You're like a brother. I just wanted you to know that I got your back. Always.
Hey, Floyd, you did good. You kept your word, delivered the knockout. I just wanted to tell you not to worry about any journalists or commission investigations. That is done. Anyways, besides setting your mind at rest, I wanted to give you the good news. It's all set. You got it, Floyd. You got your title shot. January 15th.
Hey, Jessica. A movie director came by to talk to me today, said he wanted to meet you. I gotta be honest, I didn't get a good feeling from him. I told him where to go. Well, not in so many words. Listen, I'm glad you didn't sign that studio contract. Truth is, I'm not even much of a producer. I'm more of a talent wrangler. Here's the thing. My partner's written a musical that just got financing. I know that you're gonna be perfect for the lead. This time next year, you're gonna be on Broadway, baby!
After missing their phone calls from all of their respected individuals, Jessica kills the photographer and secures the incriminating photos. Jack kills the snitch who can turn him over to Internal Affairs. Floyd kills Tony the King in the boxing match and cashes in on the winnings. Nero kills his wife in a work accident, cashing in her life insurance policy to square away the debts. On that same day, as all of our individuals in Morgue City kill their respected persons, on April 21st, Richtofen arrives in Morgue City to secure the summoning key. A day later, Richtofen learns that the reporter has the summoning key and confronts him. The reporter waves Dr. Monty's letter at Richtofen and orders him to stay away before then attacking Richtofen. Richtofen kills the reporter in self-defense. 3 days later, the events of Shadows of Evil occur. Nero, Jack, Floyd, and Jessica are knocked unconscious at the Black Lace Burlesque Club. They wake up in a twisted version of Morgue City, shifted slightly from reality. Told they can atone for their sins by the Shadow Man, all four are tricked into performing rituals. Jessica sacrifices her producer, Jack sacrifices his partner, Floyd sacrifices his promoter, and Nero sacrifices his lawyer. Completing the required rituals, the Apothecons are given access to Dimension 63. Realizing that they've been duped, the four work together with the Keepers to defeat the Shadow Man. They trap him in the summoning key, but before they can hand it over to the Keepers, Primus Richtofen arrives and steals the key. Richtofen travels to Dimension 1210 to secure the innocent Richtofen soul. He delivers the soul to the house. From within the summoning key, the Shadow Man states, "I'll be seeing you." A day later, on April 26th, 1944, the Apothecons destroy Dimension 63. So guys, there you have it, the untold story of Shadows of Evil. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As I said earlier, if we're able to smash out over 500 likes on today's video, that would be greatly appreciated. I worked very hard, and if you guys enjoyed it or learned anything new, a like down below would be greatly appreciated. Overall, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a future Zombies video here on my channel, and with that being said, I'll be sure to catch you guys later.